Namaskar, I'm Devdeep Purkayastha from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, and I welcome you to my course, Business Fundamentals for Entrepreneurs. This is the 23rd module, Business Case Discussion. But before I get into the module itself, please have a look at the screen on the flow of the course and the topics particularly for weeks 9 till 12. In the last 11 weeks or so, you have gone through almost every aspect of business or a company. I've also shared with you how you can start your own company, social or technology or MSME, and some methodologies to start. This module is about a very important aspect of how you can write and present a business plan either within your company or outside your company. If you are a student and presenting in class or a hackathon or a business case competition. So the skill to write business plans and present them well is today's module. So we will cover the following topics in this module. We'll start with what is a business plan and when and how a business plan's used and what are the key elements of a business plan which you should look for or you should include if you are writing your own plan. And then we'll talk a little bit about an example, both of a large company as well as we will simulate a business case writing. And then we will talk and have a reflection point on how you can write great business plans and present them well. Let's start with what is a business plan. A business plan is a very formal document and it covers briefly the highlights of a company's working. It starts with goals and strategies, action plans, milestones. It can get into all the operating aspects and the way the company plans to grow, is growing, what are the challenges, etc. And as we'll see later, it is used to basically communicate so that everybody in the company, because a company may have 10 employees, 100 employees, some large companies may have 100,000 employees or even 500,000 employees. Unless there's a business plan shared with all the employees periodically, the employees will not know what's happening with the company. Same with shareholders. A lot of people buy stocks in a company and they would like to know what's happening in the company. And we'll see some other uses later on. So a business plan is basically a summarized formal document about all that the company is doing and some of the plans ahead, to get all the stakeholders into a common understanding of the business. So let's look at some of the uses. I've covered some and here there are some more on the screen. So for internal discussions, a formal business plan document is used by department heads to review the departments, by the company leadership to review the entire company. It's used to understand financial planning, especially allocation of capital to new projects, review of which projects are doing well, which products are doing well, which geographies are doing well, which teams are doing well, so financial review. It's also used by management to update the board. Sometimes when you are hiring very senior level talent, that talent, the potential CEO candidate or a potential CXO candidate may want to know what's happening with the business. It's used for periodic strategic review, and lots of times it's used for performance reviews, especially for senior leaders. So a board may want to look at the business plan and then update on the business and the plans ahead to review the performance of the CEO. And the CEO may look at the business plan document about how the vice presidents or the CXOs or the general managers are doing. Externally, as I said earlier, a business plan, and you'll see an example soon, is used to update the shareholders. A lot of time when businesses want to secure funds, take a loan, the bank may want to have a look at the business plan. So what's happening in the company? If you're an entrepreneur, the private equity or VC or the seed funders may want to look at your business plan. If you're doing mergers and acquisition, either you want to sell your company or you want to buy another company, a business plan, a detailed business plan is used to communicate the state of both the businesses. And as I said earlier, when you're recruiting talent. So these are some of the uses of a formal business plan and a formal document. Let's have a look at what are some of the elements a business plan should include, usually includes, and can include. If you look at what's on the screen, you'll find that the business plan elements are actually all the modules that we have talked in this course. So it starts with an executive summary, then the company description, what business is the company in? What is the company's structure? What are the goals, principles, values, strategies, etc.? It then starts with a competitor, market, industry update. It then talks about the management team, the products and services, the operations of the plan, the financials, including the financials projections, funds requirement, the human resources, the organization structure, and the ESG and the CSR updates. It may also have a lot of appendices which has all details apart from the summary that may be in the main plan document. And if you look at it, you'll see that these are all, as I said, different modules and different topics that you have already heard me speak about. So let's look at an example. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, called BHEL, is one of India's topmost, largest, best, globally known company in the power sector. Transmission, power transmission, generation, etc. It's a huge company. And I've taken some extracts from their presentation to external investors and stakeholders. It's on their website, the URL is below. All public companies will have presentations like that. I encourage you to look at as many presentations as you can. But let's deep dive into some of the aspects of the BHEL presentation. This is not the complete presentation. Complete presentation is available in the link, but some of the highlights are there. As you can see, this slide talks about what business is the company in. What are the strengths? What are some of the infrastructure? So basically, it just describes the strengths and the status of the company. It then talks about the products and services. And BHEL being in heavy electricals, obviously some of the divisions that you can see on the screen relate to power transmission, generation, etc. So these are kind of products that BHEL works. It offers many more, which you can look up in the full presentation. This is about the management team structure. The CEO and then all the division heads or the function heads. This is about the financial summary. So you can look at the revenues, EBITDA, and different aspects of financials that I've talked about in the course. Obviously, there will be much more details, and they may be in the indices. So this is just a summary presentation. It's a business plan document. There will be a lot of indices and appendices which will be there attached to this plan document. I would now like you to reflect for 3 minutes, and you may want to look up the website of any company that you know of. It could be a big automotive company like Tata Motors or Maruti. It could be a big electronic company like Voltas or Godrej Appliances, etc. It could be a big garments company like Aditya Birla Fashion. Whatever be the company, the thousands of companies, go into the website, try to look at the annual report which will be posted in all of these websites because it's a legal requirement. And try to look up some investor presentations which are normally posted in the websites of the companies. And reflect on how these plans look like, how the plan documents look like. And note down in your course journal what are the common things that we are seeing in the company that you are studying, and maybe 2 or 3 others. So please reflect for 3 minutes.